What's crack-a-lackin'? Welcome in to My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football Show.
Welcome into episode 100, guys. I cannot believe we are at 100 episodes in the season. I want to take a minute to thank all of you guys for all the support, all the likes, all the subs, all the follows, Spotify, Apple, everything. It's been absolutely amazing. Shout out to you guys 100%. I will do something at the end of the year for all the subscribers and followers, a giveaway of some sort. I just haven't thought of it yet, but I cannot thank you guys enough. It's been amazing. Today's episode will be my wide receiver ranking tiers top 32, guys. Remember, there's two teams on a bye with the Cowboys and the Bears, so make sure they're out of your lineup. And before we dive into it, guys, make sure you smash that like. Make sure you smash that subscription. Turn that bell on. It helps me out more than you guys know. It helps me a ton. I will be live Thursday to Monday. Tons of shows, different content creators, different aspects. We're looking at week 7 of fantasy football. And if you guys want to check out my running back, quarterback, defense rankings, all those are out. And I will try and get you all my stardom, sit-ems, and tight end and all that ranking here before we get to Thursday kickoff. And if you guys can't make any of the live shows, as always, make sure you drop any comments you have in the questions, guys. I try to answer them all. That is one of my goals as a content creator, to help you win your weekly matchups and get you that ultimate goal of a championship, guys. And let's dive into the wide receiver rankings. So if you guys are new to the channel, here is my wide receiver ranking board for week 7. Top tier is the Ballers tier. These are my must-start wide receivers, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5. At the bottom here, you're going to see guys that are out. So Rashee Rice, season is over. I can almost honestly just delete him off of here. Chris Olave going to be out with the concussion, most likely. Looks like Rashid Shaheed as well for Thursday Night Football will be out. Nico Collins on IR. Puka still on IR. DeAndre Hopkins is someone that has fallen off my ranking list for this week. Marvin Harrison with the concussion as well. We don't know. Monday Night Football, it's going to be rough for him. Xavier Worthy is a guy that's not on my rankings board this week. Calvin Ridley has fallen completely off my board. And Keenan Allen and DJ Moore are on buys, guys. And so is CeeDee Lamb as well. I have him. I can pull him up here as well, just so you know that he's here. So you know to get him out of your roster here. Hang on. Let me grab CD, bring him down here. All right. So heading into the week here, guys, number 1, I'm going to talk about 4 of them here in one because this game is immaculate. This is the game of the week that I am watching to see here. So starting off at number 1 is going to be Jamar Chase. Number 3 is going to be Amon-Ra St. Brown. So the Vikings play the Lions. So let's get into this all at once here so I can cover all 4. I also, let me look for it here. I have Jameson Williams down here as well. And I also have, for the first time making my board, is Jordan Addison this week. So these 4 guys are all in this game, guys. And right here, when you look at it right here, the Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions are the 2 worst defenses versus the pass in the NFL. They give up 209 yards for the Vikings just to the wide receiver position alone. And the Detroit Lions are worse than that, giving up 211 yards to the Vikings alone. Now, how I look at this game here, and this is why I'm so high on Sam Darnold this week, is because the Detroit Lions also lost their superstar in Aiden Hutchinson. He's out for the year. Prayers up. That injury was gross. So this is going to be one of those games where I'm taking like all the props, I'm taking all the overs, and I'm starting every single one of these wide receivers. Jordan Addison can be a wide receiver 2 play, flex play if you need. Jameson Williams, boomer bust. There's no better game to put him in for a boomer bust situation than this one. And Justin Jefferson and Amon-Ra, you know you're never sitting these guys no matter who they play. So that's a given. But this game, man, this is going to be the fireworks game of the week, and I cannot wait to see it. You get every single player in there in the passing game because both these defenses are good versus the run. Now, heading into my wide receiver 2 of the week here is going to be Jamar Chase, and this guy is just on a tear, man. He's out there in a vengeance. It's good, and they're losing, which is crazy. They need to get back above 500 here, 2-4, big week last win versus the Giants. Now they play the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns just lost Amari Cooper, kind of fallen into shambles. They ranked 20th versus the pass. So Cleveland's strength is the run D, is the red zone versus the run. Their strength is not versus the pass, guys. They give up 34.6 points per game. That ranks 20th. They rank 22nd in the red zone. So very high touchdown upside for T. Higgins and Jamar Chase here as well. And I forgot about T. Higgins. He's down here also on my board. Let me pull him up so we can talk about them both at the same time. And this is going to be that game where I think the Browns finally pull the plug on Deshaun Watson, and I think the Bengals just run him out the building here. But they give up 150 yards to the wide receiver, so not a ton there. It's about middle of the pack, but man, the touchdown upside is massive here, guys. Heading to number 4 in tier 1, it is going to be Declan D.K. Metcalf. Now, on your probably Yahoo app or Sleeper or whatever you plan. I hope it's either Sleeper or Yahoo. The other ones I'm not a fan of really. So when you look at it, it's probably going to say the Falcons, not that great of a matchup, but guys, it actually is. The only problem with this game for DK is taking the top off. The Falcons secondary with Simmons and Bates over top as a safety are probably the two best safeties in the league. I would say they are, in my opinion. You have AJ Terrell, shadowing corner that follows around. Not going to follow DK that much. I don't think this game plays more in the slot, kind of with his shadow plays. And the Falcons, they funnel passes to the wide receiver one. So if you look at the stats all year long, go through any game you want, look at the Falcons against the wide receiver one. They don't give up that deep touchdown, but they give up tons of targets. So I think DK is going to see 10, 12 targets in this game. And you know his big body always has a massive touchdown upside. The Falcons give up 36.5 points to the wide receiver. That ranks 24th. But here you go. Like I said, in the red zone, they rank 15th. So, in the deep ball, they rank 15th. In the red zone, they rank 32nd. So big touchdown upside here in the red zone for DK Metcalf. And they give up 141 yards a game. And it's just going to be, man, he was so close to 2 touchdowns last week. He had a tiptoe. He had the deep ball called back. I just have this crazy feeling that DK could possibly even be wide receiver one, but I'm not taking anyone over the Vikings-Lions game because, Jesus, their defenses are so bad. But I just have this strange gut feeling that after last week missing 2 touchdowns, DK is going to absolutely pop off in this game. Number 5, Malik Neighbors, the electric phenom rookie, should be back off the concussion, missed 2 weeks, and he gets just a glorious matchup to come back to, you guys. He gets the Philadelphia Eagles. They rank 26th versus the pass, giving up 37.1 points per game to the wide receiver position. Feed Neighbors, the Rock. But here's the tough part. When they get to the red zone, the Eagles are, sorry, not the red zone. I'm just waking up, guys, coming to here. Fantasy points per game on the season, they rank 6th versus the wide receiver. So they give up a ton and an average per game, but fantasy points in total, they've had a pop game and then a couple low games. So they've locked down, if you look at Cleveland last week, that's why that bump is there, because Cleveland played terrible last week, so their fantasy points dropped. But the games before that, they've been torched. In the red zone, they rank 22nd, 27th, giving up 9.3, so very high touchdown upside here for Neighbors as well. And they give up 160 yards passing to the wide receiver position alone. I know it's a Saquon revenge game here too, but man, Neighbors has just a beautiful matchup here heading into this week. Number 6, guys, if you subscribe to my channel or follow my content since the beginning of the season, I said all year long that Chris Godwin will be a better draft pick than Mike Evans. Chris Godwin is wide receiver 1 overall, guys. 134 points, averaging 20.7 points per game. That is more than Jamar Chase. That is more than Jaden Reed, Drake London, Garrett Wilson, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, everybody. He's him. The slot play with Liam Cohen from Kentucky is absolutely shining at like bright like a diamond, man. This guy is out of his mind. And the matchup is glorious, guys. There's nothing better this week than to have Mike Evans or Chris Godwin in your lineup. They get the Baltimore Ravens. They rank 30th versus the wide receiver, giving up 44 points per game to the wide receiver position. They give up 263 points on the season to the wide receiver. That ranks 31st. And they rank 30th in the red zone versus the wide receiver. The Ravens' strength is stopping the run. The Ravens do not stop the pass at all. They also give up 187 yards just to the wide receiver position alone. This is your all systems go. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. I know if you're back from last week from my videos, thank you guys for supporting me. But remember what I said last week. You can go back to my startup sit-em video. You can look at Mike Evans. You can look at what I say. You're probably going to start Mike Evans because it's Mike Evans, but it was a bad matchup last week, and it didn't work out. It was a Chris Godwin game. I nailed that 100%. This is both of their game here. This is a smash, both these guys 100%. This matchup is beautiful. Number 7, and the only reason I have A.J. Brown down low here, and we'll pull them both up here. I'm going to find Devontae Smith here as well. He's down here on my board too. And the only reason they're low this week, guys, is because this is the revenge game of all revenge games for Saquon Barkley. Heading back to New York, all the turmoil, all the contract drama from the offseason, everything that happened, you got to think that they're just going to feed Saquon 25, 30 touches in this game, and he just destroys them, and the crowd goes nuts, and it's just going to be one of those games. It's just a gut feeling here. So, obviously, you're still starting A.J. Brown. He would usually always be in my baller tier as well. I just don't feel it this week. I feel this Saquonda forever. Just, what I want to call it, milestone game here where he just goes bonkers. The New York Giants, though, they rank 15th versus the wide receiver, giving up 32.5 points. They rank 18th on the season in total wide receiver points, and they rank 15th in the red zone. So they're all middle tier. They have 140 yards, all about middle tier. They are better in the run, but again, I do not care about that because I just have this Saquon feeling, man. So heading to number 8 here in tier 2, what I've been telling you guys. I tweet it, I talk about it in videos. Stop being scared to start Terry McLaurin. This guy is a must start every single week. 27% target share, top 15 in the NFL. Absolutely balling out with Jaden Daniels the past couple weeks. They've found their rhythm since their 2 week. They started the season week 1, week 2 a little slow. That happens with the rookie quarterback, man. They got to get a little groove. They got to get a little gameplay going, get their chemistry working together here. And what better place to be in than playing the Carolina Panthers? This is like the fantasy pot of gold defense all across the board, running, passing, everything. So they rank 21st versus the wide receiver. They give up 35 points a game at the wide receiver position. They rank 23rd versus the wide receiver of the season, giving up 210 points. And they rank 21st in the red zone. So the touchdown upside is here. They give up 150 yards as well just to the wide receiver position. And what other wide receiver do the Commanders have? Zacchaeus, McCaffrey? No. You see a little Zach Ertz and you see Terry McLaurin. That's pretty much it out there. So this is why I've been saying all year long, go get this guy, go get this guy, go get this guy. Now it's too late. You're not getting him now. And the Commanders are rolling. Terry McLaurin is the guy. This is absolutely one of my favorite starts this week. Number 9, let's clap it up. My guy is back. Cooper Kupp, hopefully. So again, make sure you're paying attention to updates. They said possibly, quote unquote, that he will return week 7. I think it's more mind games from Sean McVay. I think he's going to be out there. I mean, the update like 2 weeks ago was he will be back week 7, and now it's changing. The NFL and their injury updates and all the stuff this year has just been so weird. It's crazy. But Cooper Kupp gets the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders are falling apart. Max Crosby's quote unquote supposedly on the trade block right now. We don't know about that. You just saw Devontae Adams go. The rebuild is coming. The team is in shambles. So even when I look at the numbers here, they're 9th versus the wide receiver, giving up 28.7. But Cooper Kupp is a target machine. They rank 11th on the season, 172, and they rank 17th in the red zone. So high touchdown upside there. But man, if Cooper Kupp is back, you can just funnel 15 to 17 targets to him in this game, and it's going to be absolutely electric for him. Number 10 was the fantasy football steal of the draft, Jaden Reed. Dude, he's currently wide receiver 4, guys. 17.7 points per game. And think about it. If Jordan Love didn't miss those 2 games, where would Jaden Reed be right now? Probably wide receiver 1. And look at the Packers schedule just going ahead. Just pull your phone out right now, pull up the app, and look at the Packers schedule. Jaden Reed and Jordan Love are about to explode. But this week in the game, hang on, the Green Bay Packers are going to get the shootout game possibility here home at Lambeau Field. They get the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans are very, very strong versus the run, guys. So tough game for Josh Jacobs coming here. Where do they struggle? Versus the wide receiver. They give up 33.5 points per game. They rank 17th. They rank 19th on the season, giving up 201 points. And they rank 14th in the red zone, giving up 5.3 and 142 yards a game to the position. This is going to be, and now you got to cover everyone. Wicks could be back out there. He was day-to-day. Dobbs had a pop-off game. Christian Watson had he had a touchdown and a drop touchdown. Jaden Reed had a touchdown. This offense is so hard to stop. It doesn't even matter the defense that's out there. I want Jaden Reed in my top 10 every single week. I don't care what the matchup is with this guy. He's too good. Number 11, Mike Evans. We talked about with the Ravens. I talked about with Chris Godwin. Must start. I'll kind of pass over that. If you want to check back what I said on Chris Godwin, I should have talked about them both, but I forgot, so that's my fault. Number 12 here coming in, Deebo Samuel. Now I got to remember to talk about them both. So we'll talk about Ayuk at the same time here with Deebo Samuel. I have him down next to Devonta Smith. He's kind of struggling, man. So it's been kind of tough here. Now, the 49ers this week are getting, I don't want to say revenge game, but Super Bowl revenge game against these Chiefs that drive me nuts, man. I can't stand the Chiefs and how many calls they get. But the Kansas City Chiefs, guys, versus the wide receiver position this year, they're actually not bad. They rank 7th, 27.6. They rank 5th on the season in total points. They rank 23rd in the red zone, so there is a very, very high touchdown upside here for Deebo or Ayuk in the red zone. And they give up 110 yards. But that's mainly because they play ball control kind of clock stuff here. I don't think that'll be happening in this game with the 49ers. I do have Debo and Ayuk a little lower because it is the Chiefs defense, but I think they're still startable. It's just going to be a little. It's just the Chiefs, man. I can't stand this team. It's just Chiefs. Heading down to tier 3 here, or tier 2 here, number 1 on tier 2, Drake London. What the Falcons are finding their groove, guys. Kirk Cousins is balling out. He's back. He's found exactly what he needed to find. He just needed a little time here. He's back off the Achilles, 500 plus yards 2 weeks ago. Come out next week. I told you it'd be a Bijan run game and an Algier run game. It was. This is not going to be that. This is going to be the pass game here. They get the Seahawks at home. Possible shootout game. Seahawks versus the pass this year rank 11th. They give up 29.6. They rank 13th on the season, giving up 174 points to the wide receiver position and 13th in the red zone. So a little bit below middle of the tier here. But like I said, these numbers with the Seahawks since the beginning of the season, and like if you've like I've reiterated this like 50 times in my videos, the Seahawks start to the season was so easy with Bo Nix, Jacoby Brissett, and Skylar Thompson that their defense numbers are skewed. So now and this is why they're losing games now, because they're playing real teams. And now when they play these teams, their numbers are different. So when you're hearing these numbers, don't look at it like that, because they got 3 cakewalk wins. They got Bo Nix in his first start, Skylar Thompson, who was trash. This is like a top 20 defense, maybe like 18 to 20 range. Not the numbers they're at with being top 10 versus the wide receiver. So when you look at your app or Yahoo or Sleeper or whatever it is, Drake London is a smash start this week. Heading down to number 14, right next to him, this man is on fire, Zay Flowers, and it doesn't get any better than this. You get Monday Night Football and a beautiful matchup. So you get the last laugh with Zay Flowers. Tampa Bay ranks 27th versus the wide receiver, giving up 37.7 points. They rank 29th on the season and 22nd in the red zone. All systems go here. Like I said, this is going to be another, even King Henry's going to pop in this game too. You can't stop him. But this could be another Mark Andrews, Zay Flowers game as well in the receiving game here, because Tampa cannot stop the run or cannot stop the pass, and it will be a shootout game. And they give up 164 yards to the wide receiver position alone. So Zay Flowers is a smash start this week. Number 15, I have this guy ranked higher than everyone probably this week. This is one of my calls, is Deontay Johnson. Why do I like Deontay Johnson so much this week? Well, here you go. The Washington Commanders give up 39.7 points per game to the wide receiver position. That ranks 28th. 238 points to the wide receiver position alone on the season. That ranks 30th. And 28th in the red zone, giving up 9.7 and 170 yards per game. Dude, this is going to be a nice game for Andy Dalton as well. If you need a quarterback spot start, the Commanders defense cannot stop anything, guys. And it's going to be, the Commanders are going to score points. So you're not going to see a full run game, like you would in most games with the Panthers trying to keep up. This is going to be more of an air attack here. And Deontay Johnson's one of my favorite plays, DFS, pick'ems, everything. Number 16, guys. Man, this one pains me, man. And I got to bring up Jalen Waddle also. It's quote unquote looks like we're 1 week away from Tua. If Tua was playing in this game, guys, against the Indianapolis Colts, I would have Tyreek Hill at number 1, right? I would have Jalen Waddle in the top 10. The matchup is beautiful across the board. Running, passing, the Colts can't stop anything. They rank 22nd versus the wide receiver, giving up 35.2. They rank 24th on the season, giving up 211 points to the wide receiver position. 25th in the red zone, giving up 8.4 points per game and 166 yards to the wide receiver position alone per game. But Tyler Huntley is the quarterback. So it's just, I know he got the win. That was a big win. Might have saved the Dolphins season in week 5, but they got the bye. He gets a little chemistry, gets a little time. Do I still like him to smash Tyreek Hill and smash Jalen Waddle? No. But would I feel okay starting just Tyreek Hill? Possibly. But it's Tyler Huntley. It's just rough. It's just hard to call. It's like Devon Achane in my running back video. It's just one of those things. It's tough, man. Number 17, moving down here. He's now a New York Jet. So I don't know, and this one's tough, right? So I have Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson side by side now. And I know Devontae is new to the Jets, but that doesn't matter, guys. It's not one of those situations where Amari Cooper going into Buffalo and he's going to have to learn a whole new system. Yeah, Devontae will learn the system, but this is Aaron Rodgers' system. Devontae Adams is Aaron Rodgers' boy. He's not going to need much of any time here to get it going. But the matchup for the first game is brutal, kind of here. So when you're playing the Steelers, they rank 10th versus the wide receiver, giving up 29 points a game. They rank 12th on the season. They rank 13th in the red zone. So they're pretty much a top 10 to 11 defense all around versus the wide receiver. They give up 130 yards to position as well. That is top 10 as well. So you know the Steelers defense is good. But man, the Jets offense looked good with Nathaniel Hackett gone, with Robert Saleh out of the picture. That Bills game was like a playoff game on Monday Night Football. It's absolutely awesome to watch. A-Rod was dialed in, and now you're going to give this guy Devontae Adams. Like if A-Rod's on your wire for a quarterback right now, you go grab this guy right now because the fireworks are about to go. Just I don't like it in the Pittsburgh game. Obviously, you're still starting them. It's just a tempered expectation because they're a better defense than most. Number 18 here is going to be Stephon Diggs, and he did me in last week, man. I had him as one of my superstar sits, I guess you'd say, because I thought Christian Gonzalez would lock him up and play better. He beat Christian Gonzalez on a slant route in the end zone that saved his day, but he was getting but slowed down is what I would say. And now he's going to get Jair Alexander. And look what Jair Alexander just did to Marvin Harrison before he had his concussion. I mean, he was absolutely locking him up. So I have Stephon Diggs a little lower here, and I almost even thought about putting Tank Dell above him, but I'm going to put Stephon Diggs above him by one. I honestly, I like the Tank Dell start over Stephon Diggs this week, but we'll see how it goes with Jair here. This is a shootout game potential as well. So, I mean, it's tough to sit him here. I know that, but I mean, Jair's been locked down, guys, absolutely locked down corner out there. Looked amazing. So I do have my expectations lowered for Stephon Diggs this week again. But he proved me wrong last week beating Christian Gonzalez, so I got to give him props there. End of tier 3 here, BTJ. And speaking about Christian Gonzalez, here we go. So I just talked about him last week with Stephon Diggs. Now he's going to draw Brian Thomas Jr. Could he be on Christian Kirk a little bit here and there? Yeah, he could probably be on him in the slot a little bit. But I think BTJ has kind of earned that wide receiver 1 role now in Jacksonville. But the matchup, when you're looking at it, is good. So the Patriots all around are 19th versus the wide receiver, giving up 34.5. They're 21st on the season, giving up 207 points to the wide receiver position. And they're 20th in the red zone. So the touchdown upside is there. And I know, like I just said, Diggs beat him. Diggs went whoop, whoop, and went left and got a quick touchdown. You're not really going to get much more than that on Christian Gonzalez going deep or anything like that. And BTJ, I know, is a big body, deep threat guy. I just think it's going to be a tougher matchup for him with Gonzalez this week, although it is in London, and that's Jacksonville's kind of home away from home. And ETN probably missing from the picture here as well, so could see more volume as well there too. I know Bigsby's look good, but I don't never trust Bigsby as the 3-down guy, but we'll see how it goes. I just a little lower expectation on BTJ this week. I don't like the matchup that much. Tier 4, number 2, Amari Cooper headed to Buffalo, and I have him really low this week, guys, because this is not like I said, not a Devontae Adams switch for him. This is Amari going to a new team, new head coach, new system, and you're playing a tough matchup. So honestly, if I have Amari Cooper, I might even be sitting him this week. I wouldn't expect a lot. You get the Tennessee Titans, guys. They rank 3rd versus the wide receiver. They only give up 23 points a game to the position. They rank 2nd in the red zone, giving up 116. They rank 2nd on the season, giving up only 116 points. They rank 4th in the red zone, only give up 2 points in the red zone. And guys, they're number 1 in yards per game. They only allow 98.6 yards per game of the wide receiver position. So when you're looking at this game, if you own James Cook, or say James Cook is out and Ray Davis is there, this is going to be more of a run game from Buffalo. It is Josh Allen. You know, I love Josh Allen. He can backpack anything and change anything in the game. I know that. But it's just a tougher game, and Tennessee's offense is so bad that I think Buffalo just gets ahead and they just pound the run. You're not going to see a lot of Amari in this game. Number 4 in tier 4 is going to be C-Watt for what? Christian Watson. I should have talked about this with Jaden Reed. I forgot. It's early in the morning. I'm waking up. I'll get it in my next video. But like I said, the Green Bay Packers get the Houston Texans. This defense is not strong versus the pass. They are strong versus the run. Potential shootout game here. I like Christian Watson as a flex play. Now, tier 5. This one's weird, man. I've been like going back and forth with what to do with George Pickens, because I do think Russell Wilson being named the starting quarterback, which is crazy to me, because Justin Fields is 4-2 and could have been 6-0. I think it helps Pickens with Russell Wilson, but it's just a brutal matchup. The New York Jets are lights out. Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed, they're number 4 versus the wide receiver, 24.8 points per game, 150 points on the season. That ranks 7th, and they're number 5 in the red zone. So this defense is literally a top 5 defense versus the wide receiver. Only 100 yards allowed to the position a game also, which is number 2 in the NFL. Very, very tough matchup here, but I do think I got to see it first. I don't want to say like smash, start, flex play him, but it could be Russell Wilson funneling him more targets. Number 31, guys, and this one hurts. The Miami Dolphins, man. Michael Pittman, and he's been balling. He proved me wrong last week. I did not like him as a start last week. He caught that game-winning up in the air Michael Pittman touchdown, which was nice to see. He was making electric catches, man. But now you have Anthony Richardson, who looks back, which everyone thinks hurts the quarterback. I don't think it hurts him that much. It's just this matchup that hurts him. So you're playing you're playing Tyler Huntley and the Miami Dolphins. How many first downs are they really going to get? And Jonathan Taylor could be back. I think if this is Jonathan Taylor's back, he's going to run this game over with the potential of being an RB 1, 2, or 3 this week. So the Miami pass defense guys rank 2nd overall. They give up 23.1. They're number 1 on the season in points per game to the wide receiver. They're number 2 in the red zone versus the wide receiver. So this is a top 1 to 2 defense versus the pass. I do not like Michael Pittman in this game. They give up 116 yards to the wide receiver position. That is 3rd. Very, very tough matchup. And I think the Colts get ahead and they run away with it. The Jonathan Taylor runaway here. I think that's what it is. That is where Miami is weak, is versus the run. They are very strong versus the pass. I do not like Michael Pittman in this game. Last but not least, guys, he is going to be on my smash start video coming up later in the week. Pop Dizzle D Douglas. So Drake May has finally unlocked the offense here, which I've been saying they should have done since week 1. Jacoby Brissett was terrible. And look at this matchup, guys. Like and when you're looking at my board right here, I'm willing to say that Pop Douglas I should have ranked him like right behind Tank Dell, like about 2021. That's how high I am on him this week. So let's just do it live right here, huh? I'm going to take Pop D right now. This is where I think he could finish. Sorry, right here. I think he could literally finish right in between Deontay Johnson and Tyreek Hill. And that is not a joke, and let me tell you why. So I'm going to move him there right now. Just mid-video, we'll make him bigger because it's the last guy. We'll have some fun with it. So Jacksonville Jaguars, guys. 31st, second to last, 44.2 points per game to the wide receiver position. Look what Caleb Williams just did to him last week in London, right? Caleb Williams was my smash start quarterback. So was Keenan Allen. Now, on the season, 265 points to the wide receiver position. That's 32nd for the Jacksonville Jaguars secondary. They ranked 24th in the red zone, so high touchdown upside. But again, Terrell Douglas, not really a big body down there. They give up 192 yards, second to last behind the Minnesota Vikings, third to last behind the Minnesota Vikings and Detroit Lions. This is an absolute smash pop D game here where you can put him as a wide receiver 2 or a flex play. So mid video, I am going to take him from my 32nd spot. I'll tell you again here. And I'm going to move him into a top 15, top 17 wide receiver because the matchup is absolute pure gold, guys. That is the end of episode 100, guys. My wide receiver rankings tier, top 32. And again, man, 100 episodes, a milestone for the podcast. It is unbelievable. Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for all the support from YouTube, all the subscriptions, all the even super chats, members, everything monetized over there on Apple and Spotify. Thank you guys for all the members over there as well. I am just beyond blessed. It has been an amazing journey, and I cannot wait to see where it goes from here. And I promise you guys at the end of the season, I will have some giveaway or something for all the support you guys have shown me. I always like to give back to my community as well. And before we head out, guys, make sure you smash that like. Make sure you smash that subscription. Turn that bell on so you know when I'm live. I'll be live all weekend long, Thursday to Monday. And again, if you guys can't make the lives, you have any questions that don't have to pertain to this video, you can drop them in there. That is one of my goals, is to answer every single one of the comments and help you guys get that weekly win, man. And that's it for me, man. 100 episodes, unreal. Thank you guys so much. I'll catch you in the next video. Sleazeball out.